Well, once again, America is rated the number one obese nation in the world, and that's the result we got for following the medical theory and the government theory that being overweight and obese, 30 pounds or more of your ideal weight for your height, is caused by eating too much and a lack of exercise. I mean, we have done everything we can. Exercise more. Everybody belongs to a gym. If you can't afford a gym, everybody gets up early in the morning, walks around the school, the high school track a couple of times. Everybody exercises. Everybody's cutting back on the food. And we're still the most obese nation in the world. Well, back in 1994, I came out with a book, Rare Earth Bin Cures. And I'm here to tell you that book was right on, Rare Earth Bin Cures, because it goes into all the causes of obesity. And they're all caused by nutritional deficiencies. And the symptoms of these nutritional deficiencies are cravings, binge eating, and the munchies. In animals, it's called cribbing, or pica. Okay? And then, of course, Hell's Kitchen came along. The book Hell's Kitchen came along several years later because it really, after 36 years of being a primary care physician and dealing with bariatrics, dealing specifically because the first practice I bought was a weight loss clinic, and I'm here to tell you that we began to give minerals to our patients, and they began to lose weight like crazy. Okay? It was very obvious that it was a mineral deficiency that caused people to gain weight and be obese. Hell's Kitchen, the book. Of course, there's a free CD. If you buy the book from your Young Giving Associate, they'll give you a free CD by the same title, Hell's Kitchen, and the subtitle is The Cause, Prevention, and Cure of Obesity. Well, we have a lot more experience now. We now have 36 years of experience, going back to 1978 till now. And I'm telling you, the book Epigenetics goes into great detail of the cause of obesity. So the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, because certainly obesity is not genetic in any way, shape, or form. Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Hell's Kitchen, the book. The subtitle is The Cause, Prevention, and Cure of Obesity. And then Rare Earth Bin Cures, which is a drop-dead look at what symptoms you get when you're deficient in various minerals. Any one of the 60 essential minerals, if you're missing any one of them, you're going to get cravings, binge eating, and pica. But each one of them has their own little signal, all right? And so you really need to get that book. And then, of course, Hell's Kitchen, the book, Rare Earth Bin Cures and Epigenetics, The Death of Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Well, back in January of 2009, the medical school at Loyola University in Chicago came out and said, exercise won't make you lose weight. Exercise can't help you when you're obese. And I mean, everybody jumped all over them, raked through all their data and said, oh my gosh, you're right. Well, it wasn't 8 months later, August of 2009, cover article, Time Magazine, exercise won't help you lose weight. And it shows a lady on a treadmill. And so what are the realities here? Well, you go back 100 years ago, people who were obese in America, I mean, we're talking like 6%, 7%. Today, we're talking 36 to 40%. In some parts of the United States, this is as high as 60%. Ground zero in the southeastern part of the United States, Jackson, Mississippi, is very high. Okay? That's because there's very little minerals there because it rains a lot. And so if they eat locally and just eat out of the farmers' markets, there's very little minerals in the food. And so they are at high risk for obesity, type 2 diabetes, the metabolic syndrome. All three of these disease syndromes are caused by mineral deficiencies. They're related in that fact that they're all caused by mineral deficiencies. One does not cause the other. But certainly, the reason why we're the number one obese nation in the world is because we are simply nutritionally deficient. Well, how can that be? We have the most food in the world. Well, yeah, we got plenty of calories, but it has nothing to do with gaining weight, okay? When we're talking about nutrition, it all went away at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, when Thomas Edison pulled the switch in the first commercial electric generating plant on Pearl Street in New York City in the bluff overlooking the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge. Prior to that, for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, human beings got their mineral supplements by putting wood ashes. The plant minerals were left when you burn wood for fuel, for heat, and for cooking and so forth, into the garden, and the pumpkins and tomatoes and bell peppers and squash and sweet potatoes and peas and beans, whatever else you're growing in there, sucked up all these minerals. You ate that food. You got your minerals in that fashion. Well, when we switched over to electricity, no more wood ashes in the garden. Oh, yeah, And here comes the doctors, criminally saying, oh, just eat well, you get everything you need. You don't need to supplement. You're going to overdose. And so between the credibility that doctors command, okay, and they said to people, just eat well, you get everything you need, people bought it, hook, line, and sinker. And it made America fat. That one misinformation contributed by medical doctors has made America fat. You cannot get everything you need by just eating well. Ask people like Steve Jobs. He died at 56. He could eat very well. The average lifespan of billionaires in America is 66. Look at professional athletes. Their average lifespan is 62, except for professional football players is 51. There's never been a professional athlete in America who lives to be 100. We have a problem here, folks. Get a hold of the book, Epigenetics, the book Hell's Kitchen, and the book Rare Earth-Forbidden Cures, and save America by everybody losing weight and getting fit. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, I'd like to do this one on, medical people behaving badly. It's a Fox News story here, headlined, Health Executives' Luxurious Lifestyle Funded by Fake Spinal Screws. And this was a guy by the name of Roger Williams. He owned private planes, fancy cars, a yacht that's named Spare Change, had courtside seats to the Lakers, spent thousands at strip clubs, and an investigation by the Center for Investigative Reporting found that his $18 million a year company, Spinal Solutions it was called, made its money counterfeiting expensive screws used in spinal surgeries. Now, this is a good reason why you should just use nutritional supplementation to fix any problems you might have with your body rather than resorting to surgery and screws and bolts and all this other stuff doctors want to do. They said that he wooed doctors by lavish vacations, Lakers seats, and containers full of cash. There wasn't any evidence that the doctors are complicit, but many of them used these screws, and he had a machinist that made copies of screws for the company for $65 a piece, and that's half what their typical price would be, and less than what hospitals normally used to charge for them, which was $12,500 a pop. And they said other companies' logos were falsified onto the screws. A whistleblower finally told the FDA about it in 2011, but the FDA allowed this company, after somebody said, hey, this guy's making fake screws, they continued to allow the company to operate until it finally just collapsed under its own debt in 2013. So for another 2 years, the FDA sat on its hands, did nothing. And according to one patient, he says, this has been a terrible, worst thing that's ever happened to me. Not knowing if the stuff still in me couldn't get out will kill me one day. And they say losing all this, of course, was the patients who faced dangers thanks to substandard equipment. And as of a few months ago, there's 32 lawsuits pending. One has more than 20 plaintiffs in it. So, he's going to get sued, but he's already broke, so they're not going to get any money. And then you got all these people out there walking around with these substandard screws in their body, all because they, listened to their doctor and allowed themselves to be operated on, when most likely in many cases they probably could have fixed it through nutritional supplementation.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Doug. And I find it amazing that people will get 4 or 5 bids when they're going to put a roof on their house or a sprinkling system in their yard. And then when they get it down to the final 2 contract proposals, they'll take it to the Better Business Bureau or Angie's List and see if there's any complaints if they were able to complete their other jobs on time and with good results and so on. You get the same doctor for 25 years, and he says, well, we're going to do a double knee replacement. Okay, we're going to do a double hip replacement. Okay, we're going to replace your heart. Fine, we're going to put you on dialysis. Very good. Nobody ever gets a second opinion. I just find this amazing. And what this has led to is, and now, did you say this guy's business was a $18 million a year, $18 billion a year business?
Million.
Million with an M.
That's correct.
For little screws you can get from Home Depot for 20 cents.
Yeah, he was having a machinist make them and made them out of stainless steel to look like the real deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he needs to be prosecuted and put in jail for reckless endangerment and for fraud. And so I thank you for bringing that one up. It just shows you the type of people that are attracted to the medical system because insurance pays and nobody ever asks for a second or third opinion. Thank you. Thank you so much, Doug. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Kansas. And Mary, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Mary, you're on the air. Hi, how can we help you?
I'm calling about my mother. She had an MRI about a year ago to check to see if she had Alzheimer's. It come back negative. The last couple of months, she has really gotten bad. My husband and I had started on the start packs. I on the bone and joint, and my husband just on the regular start pack. A couple days before Christmas, I started her on just one shake a day, and started her on a couple selenium because I'm waiting for my order to get here. But I was wondering, back when we started this, we had done a lot of research on you about different diseases and health issues, and one of them was about the statin drugs, and my mom was on Zetia, which I did research and found out it was a statin drug, so I took her off of it myself. She had open heart surgery in 2010. She has been real adamant about following doctor's orders as far as no oil, no meat, just, real strict diet to keep her cholesterol down. Last week we started her on 2 eggs a day in butter, along with the shake and the selenium. The last couple of days, I can say she's been much better than what she was before. At least she knows where she's at and, doesn't complain about forgetting things and stuff like that. What I'm wondering is she is taking niaspan or the niacin over the counter, 500 milligrams a day, along with she takes levothyroxine, which is 100, I think she said 112 mg or whatever.
Let's stop there. Okay, we're kind of wandering all over the place here. How much does your mom weigh?
She weighs roughly about 130.
Okay. And the fact that she's shown some improvement here with her memory is very good. A lot of times, doctors look for Alzheimer's disease and they forget there's a total of 5 different types of dementia. And your mom could have 3 of the 5, she could have 4 of the 5, and none of which are Alzheimer's disease. They're all totally different. They just kind of clinically look similar. Okay? And so 140 pounds. And when we come back, Sharon and I will give you some things to do here for your mom. Let's start there. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to Kansas and Mary. Let's see here. Well, first of all, there's 5 different types of dementia. Vascular dementia, very common, where there's nothing wrong really with the brain itself, but the arteries in the brain are plugged, just like arteries in your lungs can be plugged, arteries in your heart can be plugged, arteries in your kidneys can be plugged, your eyes can be plugged, and not enough oxygen is getting to the brain. Then there's a deficiency of a single vitamin. This was discovered in 1742 by a Japanese naval surgeon, which causes dementia, as actually one of these clinical pieces of beriberi, if you will. And then there's Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, which is the deficiency of that single vitamin plus MS. That's easy to see on an MRI because it'll see the MS lesions. There's the B12 deficiency dementia, and then also there's Alzheimer's disease. And I like to approach it nutritionally from all 5 directions. And so, Shar, what would you do for somebody who has dementia, didn't find anything that really made doctors think of, with an MRI, make them think of Alzheimer's disease, like nerve tangles or anything like that, and so they just kind of shrugged their shoulders. But Mary gave her mother some eggs and some nutrients, and she got some improvement in her memory. And so what would you do? What would you give Mary's mom to complete her program to cover all these eventualities?
I'd give her the healthy pain and heart pack, and then I'd also add the de-stress, and probably she should also be taking the immortalium, too.
Okay, what would she do for the vascular dementia? She got plugged arteries in the brain.
Yeah, she needs the ultimate daily to open up any plugged up arteries.
Okay, and 140 pounds, how many eggs would you recommend she have?
Well, she could have 5 or 6 a day.
Yep, 6 per 100 pounds of body weight. Perfect. Very, very good. Well done. And, Mary, you have to appreciate that when people show improvement on something, you want to keep going that direction. All right? Now, there's nothing wrong with giving her niacin, time-release niacin. Nothing wrong with that. You have to appreciate, though, that cholesterol deficiency contributes to dementia because 75% of your brain weight is 100% cholesterol. That myelin, the white matter of the brain, is in fact cholesterol. Okay, so 100% of that 75% of your brain weight is cholesterol. So we want her to get eggs, not fried, not cooked in oils. Okay, got to be cooked in butter. And then as Shar said, I'd go ahead and give her the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, the Ultimate Daily Tablets, the de-stress capsules, and 6 to 8 eggs a day. Give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how Mom's doing. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Ontario, Canada. And Jim, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Jim. You're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Wallach. I called you a couple of times about my wife. She had a couple of strokes, and then she had trouble with an ankle. We started on the products we're using, and her ankle has improved a certain amount. She still has trouble walking, and I just wondered if it is maybe her legs sometimes don't move too well. Maybe if it's something neurological or not.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's back up. Let's back up a little bit. How much does your wife weigh?
180.
Okay, and how tall is she?
5'6".
Okay. Now, does your wife have any history of skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis, or rosacea?
No.
Does she have any history of respiratory problems, chronic bronchitis, asthma, pneumonia, every year kind of thing?
No, I don't think. No.
No, she had asthma, yeah. Okay. What about things like bowel problems? Does she ever complain about constipation or diarrhea? Does she have any diagnoses of irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, colitis, anything like that?
No, she's had trouble sometimes with constipation, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, and do they have any problems?
No, not really, no.
Okay, no respiratory problems, no asthma, no bronchitis, no skin problems, no constipation?
No.
Right. Well, let's see here. Shar, what do you think is going on here?
Well, I would get her on a gluten-free diet anyway because it just makes the absorption of the nutrients so much better, and it eliminates so many carbohydrates that you don't need. They're useless food anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. Especially being 180 pounds, she's probably a good 60 pounds overweight, and so this goes along with the gluten intolerance thing and the constipation. So you got 2 symptoms here that go along with gluten intolerance. And the fact she's been taking these products for some time, and she's showing marginal improvement. And so, what would you give her for the ankle problems and so forth? And of course, she had a stroke. Was it a bleeding stroke, do you know, Jim, or was it a blood clot stroke?
Blood clot stroke. And her hand now still is, only her right hand is cold. Like the other one is always warm like normal, but the right hand is still cold.
Okay, can she use both of them? Can she, pick up things and hold cups? And
Yes, she's pretty strong in her hands, like, and her feet too. Like that's no problem.
Okay, so what would you give this lady, Shar?
I'd give her 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, but I'd also give her the glucogel to mend the bones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely needs that.
Yeah, so two Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, exactly right, because she had a history of a stroke. So 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, that'll be 3 of the selenium twice a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Plus as a breakfast and dinner, and 3 of the EFAs as a breakfast and dinner. All would be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month. And then I'd get her 2 bottles, as Shar says, I'd get her 2 bottles of the glucogel so she can have 15 of those a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And they're designed to support and promote maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, bone cells. And then what would you do for somebody who still has maybe some minor symptoms, minor residual symptoms of the stroke, like cold hands on that side? What would you give her to help with partially plugged arteries, maybe?
Well, I'd give her the Ultimate Daily to open up any blocked arteries.
Okay, and we can legally say we can support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries, right? And so, at 180 pounds, I'd give her 3 of those twice a day. That's 1 bottle a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. It wouldn't hurt also to give her the Nightly Essence, which is a blend of enzymes. The one we're particularly interested in, of course, is nattokinase, which is legendary for dissolving blood clots. I'd have her take 3 of those at bedtime, a glass of water. And none of the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. And call us every couple of weeks, Jim, and let us know how wife is doing. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Detroit, Michigan. And Anthony, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Anthony, you're on the air.
Hey, Doc. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year.
Oh, thank you. You too. Right back at you. How can we help you today?
I called you a couple weeks ago about a young lady that had diverticulitis, and you told her what to take, and but one of my customers knew she was hurting and gave her her Healthy Starter Pack, and within 2 days she started feeling better. By Monday, she gave it to her Saturday. By Monday, she was feeling better, and but after we got off the call, she told me that she's nauseated and drinks chicken broth and eats vegetables. She can't really keep anything on her stomach. And I thought, let's call you back and see what you say about that.
Sure. Okay. Everybody in her household is going to have to be gluten-free, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish and spouse and brothers and sisters and kids and mother-in-law. Everybody's got to be gluten-free because of cross-contamination in the laundry, the dry dog food, the dry cat food. Oftentimes, the first ingredient in dry cat and dog food is wheat flour. Okay, so the whole household is going to have to be gluten-free. But the fact that she so rapidly showed improvement, that's a very good sign. And let's see here. How much does she weigh?
246.
Okay. 226, okay. And how tall?
5'4".
Okay. Well, yeah, so at 5'4", she's somewhere around 80 to 90 pounds overweight. We need to deal with that. And so, again, absolutely no gluten, no wheat, brought around oats in the household. I mean, drop-dead, gluten-free, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils. And then, let's see, any other issues, any high blood pressure, diabetes?
Yeah, I have all that. You prescribed me something. You told me to take some stuff for that and acid reflux and all that. It's just the point that I can't really keep nothing down on. I always know that I have to take a pill before I eat. But the only thing I'm eating is chicken broth and green beans.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I would go ahead and take the, we do have the protein shake. It's a Slender Effect shake, and you can make it with water, okay, and it'll be a weight loss product. The Slender Effect shake, it's either vanilla or chocolate. And I'd go ahead and add 2 to 4 eggs to that. Just crack some eggs, put them in there, put a little handful of ice in it, blend it up, and you can either freeze it and eat it as ice cream or drink it as a cold shake as a meal. Sip on it slowly, or eat the ice cream slowly. And give us a call every couple of weeks. Don't wait too long. Give us a call every couple of weeks and let's see how you're doing. Drop dead gluten-free. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Miami, Florida. And Ival, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Ival, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
I'm a Miami VA federal employee, And 2 weeks ago, I went into the hospital, the Miami VA hospital, for treatment of the lower extremities. The lower extremities had filled up with fluid. So the Miami VA hospital had said to me that my kidneys were 21% functional. And I have other complication of high heart congested failure, high blood pressure, high sugar, diabetes. But seems like the diabetes might be leaving because I did start using the sweeties. They didn't give me the medication for the diabetes. I'm trying to come right to the point. So the fluid in the lower extremities is my problem right now. And I was calling you because I had to ask them to let me go, that I didn't get the surgery right now because they wanted to replace the kidneys, and they want to put me on dialysis. So I had heard about your system, and it sounds like it's a better working system, so I called you.
Okay, what do you weigh, sir?
I weigh 200.
And how tall are you?
5'10".
Okay. Do you have any other issues, any skin problems, any history of asthma, constipation, diarrhea?
No.
All right. Well, first of all, you got to get rid of all the bad stuff out of your life. No fried foods, no processed meats or nitrates, nitrites, no oils. That means no olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils. Absolutely no gluten, no wheat, butter, rye, oats. Because you have diabetes, even though you might have it under control, I would definitely stay away from the sugars like fruit juices and dried fruit and fresh fruit. You can get everything you need from fruit, from vegetables, without the danger of the sugar. And, Shar, what would you give a guy who's 200 pounds, has diabetes, he has congestive heart failure, kidney failure, high blood pressure? What would you give this guy?
Well, I'd give him 2 healthy blood sugar packs, but you got to add the Ultimate Daily for the kidney problem, and I would add...
well, how about de-stress capsules for the congestive heart failure?
I'd add the de-stress too, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, Shar is exactly right there, Ivel. And all this is going to promote and support healthy physiology, healthy function of all these systems. And so, again, at 200 pounds, as Shar said, I'd have you take 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs per month. That'll be 3 sweeties twice a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, and 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 healthy blood sugar packs, and it's designed to support and promote healthy blood sugar levels and to support and promote healthy metabolism of the sugars, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins at the cellular level. Then for the congestive heart failure, which is actually a deficiency of there's nothing mechanically wrong with the heart. There's usually a deficiency of a single vitamin, and we'd recommend the D-stress capsules, capital D like David, dash stress. A big fellow like you with all this fluid, I'd go ahead and take 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner, and that's going to support and promote a healthy cardiovascular metabolism. And then I would throw in the Ultimate Daily tablets. As Shar said, this is to support and promote healthy blood flow through the kidneys, to support healthy kidney function, and to support and promote healthy blood pressure. And let's see here. I think that's where we're going to start. And, of course, staying away from all the bad stuff is going to take away a lot of the pressure on all your systems. But this whole thing is designed here to help support and promote healthy maintenance repair of all these systems. Okay, that's where we're working at. Give us a call every couple of weeks if you would, Ivel, and then we'll walk you through this. Okay, we'll walk you through this, and maybe you can bring this information to the VA hospital and help a bunch of other guys. Okay, well, thank you so much, Shar. Great job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs, and God bless America.